We're going to do a quick video walk around of this 2004 Audi Allroad with a TDI 2-liter diesel swap and FTF 6-speed transmission, which is, for anybody in the know, those are the proper gearing transmissions for TDI engines. Car was previously, and I personally imported it and drove it from San Francisco to Ontario, Canada. It was a California car, obviously. No rust anywhere. Matter of fact, when I first got the car here, I removed all these door blades because that's the first common spot for them to rust on the doors. So I removed the door blades, checked it all out, ended up installing 3M film between the door blade and the actual paint, because that's where the abrasion happens, where the paint gets removed and then rust begins. So that was all taken care of. I also painted the bumpers to match body color, and I did the fender flares in a Line X 2-part paint, and that was 2017. They've held up awesome since then. Also got these oversized tires on here. They're 235 70/16. What else? Got the Justin hitch on it here, so that's a class 3 hitch. And I've got also the wiring done properly. Now this is your 13-pin OE wiring. It's got an extra pin in there for the brake controller for a trailer with electric brakes. I have a brake controller in the front, and this is the adapter that I made for 13-pin, so the OE Audi, and 7-way and a 4-way trailer adapter in here. So the reason it's this long is because in here there's a 4 to 5 or 5 to 4 wire conversion, because this car does have separate turn signals and most North American trailers do not. So you need a little conversion adapter, and that's all housed within. In the back corner here, I've got my dual reservoir setup, which I carried over from my previous Allroad. So I've had an Allroad since 2009. So about 12 years I've had one of these. The previous one I bought in 2009. 2017 came around, it was getting, starting to have a little corrosion, and I could not have any of that. So I got rid of it and moved some of the stuff over to this vehicle here. So we got the dual tanks. I moved also the suspension manifold and control valve up into the car, and I've got an auxiliary air supply. I also got air horns on this thing, but it's all plumbed in behind there. Works great. It does also allow you to raise the car a little quicker, because the supply from the air reservoir to the manifold block is now 1/4 inch versus the previous 4mm lines. So that works quite well. Just lifts a little bit quicker, not, still limited by the size of the lines going to each damper, strut, air spring, whatever, but it does work a little better. Not much else here to see in the trunk. I do have the net that goes in between here. That's in the house. This here works fine. The end there is fine. It's not broken. I think at one point I did replace this end cap here, because they do break off. The trim on the hatch is cracked here. That's pretty typical. The other side is still fine. The rest of it is still together. Did 3D print. Oh, look at that! From the heat, it's bent a little bit. I 3D printed a little latch for the triangle. No rust back here either. Obviously, I put the TDI insignia on there. That wasn't on there. There's a couple dings here, a couple scratches. I got to touch this up. I bought it like this in 2017, FYI, but there's a couple scratches here and there. This car could really use from a good buff and polish. Unfortunately, my home has taken all of my attention in the last 2 years, putting on a big addition on this house. So the car, cosmetically, I have not done much in terms of upkeep that way, but still oil guarded it, still maintained it. Proper oil changes every 10,000 K, about say 6,000 miles. And yeah, I mean, the car is in decent shape. I do have to, I would polish these headlights, but the front here, it's washed, but there are some remnants of bugs. We'll just go quickly inside here. Maybe we'll start it up. The car's sitting at level 1 right now. I do have the IPP, which these are all designed, built, sold by myself. The IPP arms on the suspension sensors and the IPP stage 2 body spacers, as well as these other lengthened arms to give you more height. So right now it's sitting at a modified level 1, which is just about the same height as level 2 would normally be on an original suspension car, and it goes up from there. So we're gonna go inside here, have a quick look. Interior wise, I did replace this switch because they all peel from just poor paint on them. The door switch, I think I ended up removing all the paint because it was peeling around there, so that's why it's like more black than usual. Normally would have been more of a matte black color. Trim here is all good. Nothing's broken off. Everything works as it should. The dirt here and there. The sills are a bit dirty. There's a lot of oil guard residue, oil spray residue, but they are in good condition. Driver's seat, it's as good as it can be for the age, as is the passenger seat. Passenger's in good shape. The dash there does start showing some curling on the one corner there. In terms of the instrument cluster is there's no issues with it at all. And of course, I don't have my key, so I'll be right back. All right, now I've got the key. We'll throw this in and start it up. So this is a TDI cluster. Again, I wanted to do this correctly, and didn't want to have the old cluster with the wrong RPM and stuff on it. So actually, you probably couldn't see that back here, but I'll turn it off again, back on. Windshield washer fluid is low, but start it up. Sorry about that. Got an RNSE in it with a Bluetooth module for hands-free radio or hands-free calls only. I think I replaced this at some point. Yes, I did. Because again, it was just the paint was, peeling off. The mirror switch, it's in good shape. Everything in here in good shape. I did also, you can tell these are brighter or shinier buttons. They're from an earlier generation A6. Again, only because these years of cars, they had the peeling issues on the buttons. That's a manual I printed for the remote starter / turbo timer I put in it. I put that in because it, on cold winter days, I like to let this thing warm up a little bit, or any of my cars. But I did install a turbo timer / a remote starter, properly done for manual transmission. Now you'll be able to hear. I'll close the driver's door. Be able to hear the relays I have. I have a couple photo cells in here. So unless the car is right in neutral, it will not start. Now that's also tied into the parking brake. So when you put the brake down, it'll disable everything as well. So you don't. You have to have both the parking brake up and the car needs to be in neutral. Otherwise it won't start. So engine runs good. The car's now got about 279k on it. I bought the car with approximately 140,000 miles. Again, this was a US car, so I can't remember the conversion right now, about 220 something K, and almost immediately I put the TDI engine in it. The engine itself has approximately 30k more than the car. So when I got this car at, let's say, at 220k, the engine, the car that I took the engine out of had about 250. I did refresh quite a few things on the engine. I replaced the camshaft because it was worn. The balance shaft module, which is known to go bad on these TDIs. This is a BHW engine code out of a 2005 Passat. So I pulled the balance shaft module out of it, replaced a few gaskets, just basically cleaned it all up. So it's run great the last 4 years that I've had, or I guess 2017, 18. Yeah, it's been almost 4 years because I got this early 2017. That I've had this in there, and it does run great. Never have to add oil to it. Now, between the 10K Obviously, by the time the 10K are up, it's almost at the add mark, but that's, you know, I've never had to add oil to it. I do have the cover for this as well. I've removed it just to show the engine, but I do have the cover that bolts on here, so and there. And I also have the cover for the air box as well. This is all OE. Also, I removed, or I installed all the proper insulation that would normally be only on these TDIs. The gasoline engine cars did not have the insulation on the firewall like this. What else? Yeah, suspension wise, so it's sitting at level 1 right now, just to show that it works really well. I'll just lift it up now. So we got here, so the back end is going up right now, I feel it. And now the front end is going up to level 2. So we're at level 2 now. And now the back end is going up to level 3. And another good thing about having that second reservoir back there is that you can lift the car and lower it a couple times without it running out of air. So you've got double the air capacity, so you can you know, raise and lower it more often without you know, without it running out of air. So yeah, you have to press this that one last time to go into the highest level. And actually, the compressor is running right now. So we'll just have a quick look here. So this is now level 3 going up to level 4. It gets pretty darn high. It's sitting on the grass here, and the grass is quite long, but it does get quite high. What I'll do is I'll move the car over to the driveway so we can see how high it actually gets. So I'll be right back here. All right, I've moved the car over the driveway. This was literally 30 seconds. It's sitting at level 4 now. It's quite high off the ground. Got a full 13 inches of clearance here to the sills. Just to quickly get underneath here and see the bottom of the car. There's the bottom of it. There's no rust on these subframes. Oh gosh, I'm gonna regret selling this. Yeah, you know, everything looks pretty good under here. I do have to replace the rear brakes. I have new ones already for this, but haven't yet done that. So we'll go along the side here. You can see what I've done to mate the exhaust from the diesel to the original dual exhaust on this all-road. So it's a 2.5 inch 304 stainless, because I wouldn't have it any other way, downpipe that I created that comes off there, and then wise, there's a V-band there, and then down back here it splits off to the 2 original mufflers from the 2.7T. So again, here to give you an idea of the ground clearance, there's a size 11 foot there, so about 12 inches tall, so considerably higher than it would have been originally. And you'll see here the I've got the Arnott Gen 2 front airbags. There's the body spacers up there, all original lines. The tires are brand new. Still haven't cleaned the blue off of them, or off the letters. What else? I put these OE mud flaps on the car also, just to you know, protect the paint and stuff, because I really wanted to keep this a long time. Main reason for selling this car, really the only reason for selling this car, is I need something to tow, and I've towed my my friend's little pop-up trailer with this car, and it's fine, but I don't want to tow like a bigger trailer with it, and that's really the big you know, the big reason for this. But anyways, OE mats, the you know, rubber all-weather mats, front and rear, roof, no issues there. I did find one paint chip on the other corner there, but no rust. There is a lot of sap here from the car sitting here. This is sap from the last 2 summers of the car sitting under these spruce trees I have here. Again, because I just been dedicating a lot of my time to almost solely on my, well, obviously solely on my own, putting a 1,000 square foot addition here onto my 1,000 square foot home. So again, here this is some sap that's just dried off that I need to clean off of here. I apologize for that. Here's the passenger side. I'm just going to shut it off for a minute here. Everything works. AC works. No lights on the dash. I mean, literally today, the windshield washer low fluid warning came on. The cluster, no pixel issues. It works, you know, as it should. You know, which is rare for these. But I did buy that cluster new, so or remanufacture, whatever they sell it as now. But the center armrest, it's good too. Everything in this car works. Folding mirrors, they still work. You know, no issues there. The backup sensors still work, obviously. Sunroof, everything on this car works as it should. So, you know, just not sure what else really to say about it. It really is, you know, as good as an example as I think I'm gonna find in this day and age with this, you know, with how old these cars are. You know, I know another telltale sign that the car is Southern car. You know, anything in the Rust Belt, all these wipers, they all lose their paint, or would have lost their paint many moons ago, and been all rusty. Yeah, here's the one little chip here on the roof, which I can touch up. I have paint touch up for both the roof color and the body color. We'll just turn this around, I guess. Oh yeah, the rear seat. I mean, everything here is in good condition. No tears, no rips. You know, again, these here, wouldn't have it any other way. They both function properly. I think I replaced the cap or the cover on one or something. But you know, I like to keep my stuff working properly. So first aid kit. Apologize for that noise. The neighbor's using his front end loader over across the street there. We're just gonna shut the engine off because I don't know how loud that is on the video. So just around back here, not much I haven't already shown, but the only, I guess the one detrimental part to me installing that secondary tank is that oh, I got a zip tie in here to get that out of there after, is that can't fit the jack and all its the box in here. I still kept the bracket here to mount the satellite radio module here. That's what this wire here is. But I still have the module. I never did install it though. But yeah, the jack and stuff don't fit there. The jack is sitting in here, in this foam in the back here, and then the rest of the components sit there. This is out of an A6, so it's a narrower or shallower thing, so it fits in there properly. And over here still got the air compressor. Close that up. And really that's it. So like, to give an idea of the height of this, I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1". This is literally at my inseam or height here. Like, it's very high, very high for what it is. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, not much else to show. Thank you.